Afternoon once again. Okay, so let's continue with our cyber safety topic. Okay, Ashit, have you sent the note?
I forgot mom yesterday.
I also forgot to ask you. Okay, all right, no problem. Okay, so I enable the share screen. Okay, you can start listening. Okay, Gauri, what's it?
Good afternoon to all. Myself, Gauri Das. I am here to take a seminar on the topic online access and computer security. This Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So in this topic, mainly we'll be dealing with threats to computer security and solutions to computer security threats. And the threats to computer security. So first of all, let's define a threat is potential violation of security, and when a threat is actually executed, it becomes an attack. So those who execute such actions or cause them to be executed are called attackers. And let us see some of the common threats. The common threats found are virus, spyware, adware, spamming, PC intrusion, phishing. And let's see about each one of them. First one, is malicious code or programs that cause damage to data and files on a system. Like it can attack any part of your computer system, like it can be the boot block, operating system, system areas, files, and the applications that you have installed. And there are some or two programs that also cause the attack that is caused by virus, and those are worms and things. So let's see about both of them. And before that, let me give you some examples of computer virus. Hope you can see the slide. 66 inches long. Can you see that?
No, your voice is breaking. We can't see the video. Can you turn off your video? Maybe the problem with the network bandwidth. Yes, now we can see. Yes.
Okay, in the slide, it is showing that there is warning 66 infections found. So unwanted software or malware or tracking cookies have been found during last scan. It is highly recommended that so there are certain problems listed in this particular device, that is lost documents and settings, permanent data loss, system not starting up, system slowdown and crashes, loss of internet connection, infecting other computers on your network. So these are the problems faced by a system. So the better way is to remove all the threat. And the next slide shows some of the examples of computer virus. That is Examples are Jerusalem, Cascade, Home, Disk Killer, Stoned, Unashamed, Emperor, Anthrax, Slammer, Malware, I Love You, CIS, COPA. These are some of the examples of computer viruses that affects your system. And let me now tell you about two programs that causes virus-like effects. First one is worm. Worm is a self-replication program which eats up the entire disk space or memory. A worm keeps on its copies until the disk space or memory is filled. This means that if you have a particular file and if there is a worm program in your system, what it does is it creates the copies of that file and it creates number of copies such as it filled your memory and it causes harm to your computer or a computer network by consuming the bandwidth, or it also slows down your network speed. If a worm had infected a system, it can propagate to other systems also. It can be through internet or if you are copying files from one system to another without user interaction. And I think you can see the other slide. I mean, here there is a Yahoo News, internet bombs, as emails. You see that news? Slide. This means happened in that new bomb that disguises itself as an email from Microsoft Corporation are spreading. Computer security was born on Monday. Appears to come from support at Microsoft.com, but it is not from the software company. So that's a fake ID. When the attachment is opened, the worm copies itself to the window folder, scoops up the email address from the hard disk and starts sending itself out. This program also can spread itself to other window machines. It also starts certain spyware programs and other. And the next. And here there is another mail. Here it is written, you invited you to Twitter. Can you see that slide?
Yes.
You're invited to Twitter. And like this, fake messages can come. And if you open this message, what happens is the same happened regarding the San Francisco incident. The worm will copy itself to the window folder and it will scoop up the email from the hard disk and sending itself. So this will be the result if you open this email. And the next program is this program will appear to you as harmless, but it actually is harmful because it deletes or damages the files which you consider as important. With the help of Trojan, harms that could be done by hackers on targeted computer systems are, it is data theft, installation of unwanted softwares, keystroke logging, downloading or recording files, and many harms. So this is an example. It's a Microsoft Security Essential Alert. In that you can see detected items, the system software found Trojan in your system and it is given an alert as severe. And the recommendation is to remove it so that you should clean your computer or else this may harm your system entirely. And there will be damages caused can damage or delete files. Some virus may delete or damage random documents or specific files that are very important or crucial to your operating system. It can slow down the network speed of your computer, and it can invade your email programs also. Some forms of virus may wreak even more havoc by spreading themselves to the contact in your address book. So these are mainly three problems caused by virus in a system. Next threat is spyware. Spyware is a program which is installed on your computer to spy on, as the name suggests. It will spy on your activities, and the activity report, the data will be collected by the people who are willing to pay for it. So spyware is mostly installed on your PC without your consent. They install when you visit any illegitimate site or download certain musics or videos, etc. And this is close warning, and this is the Gator Corporation asserts that this content is safe. You should only install or view the content the Gator Corporation to make that assertion. So if you say yes, it will be installed in your PC. And what happens next is the window warning message warn you by saying that spyware is detected on your computer. So you must install certain antivirus or spyware remover to clean your computer, and that is essential for the working of your computer. And there are several damages caused by spyware, and it compromises your data, computing habits, and identity. It can monitor your computing habits, like what website you visit, record your keystroke, which means your username, password, credit card number, which in the end can lead to identity theft. And it can alter your PC settings. For example, you will have placed the settings of your PC in a particular manner. But if there is a presence of spyware, what it does is it can alter the placement of your desktop icons, and which you feel is really annoying. And as every threat, it also slows down your PC. That is, it can slow down the system and internet speed. Use the program, like if you watch the video on, or if you download large files. And next threat is adware. As the name suggests, ad. For example, if you're visiting a particular website, and if you're looking for something important, and sometimes in the middle you see certain ads, and that ad can be inappropriate or it can cover the content, and that will be really irritating too. So programs that deliver unwanted ads to your computer, generally in pop-ups, those are, they consume the bandwidth, and these are similar to spyware. But spyware, as I told you, it can be installed without your consent, as when you take certain website or download certain music or videos. But this can also be installed with your consent, and damages caused by adware are adverse information, and it displays annoying advertisements, as I told you. And as every threat, this also slows down your PC. And these are certain examples. You can see a number of ads in between when you visit a site. Can you see that? Can you see that slide?
Yes.
Okay, this is some examples of adware. That is, when you visit a particular website, you can see a number of annoying ads in between. And next threat is spamming. So spamming means sending of bulk mail by an identified or unidentified source. In non-malicious form, bulk advertising is a spamming account, but in malicious form or email bombarding, what they do is they will keep sending to your mail until the server runs out of space. So there are many damages caused by spamming too. That is spam reduces productivity. So as I told you, billions of spam messages will be circulating across the net, and that can disrupt your email delivery, and it can degrade your system performance, and overall it can reduce the productivity. And spam also eats up time. For example, if you are getting a lot of message, what you do is you delete it, and that's the only solution. And even after deleting, you'll find it very difficult because deleting all the messages every day, looking for that, and it also eats up your significant amount of activity. And spam can lead to other things also, like spam messages may contain offensive, fraud material and can even be used to spread certain viruses too. And in this way, spamming affects your system. And this is an example. This is an email, and here it is sent email the person see it, the person will be like, they don't know whether this is right or wrong. And what they do is they will press on the link to know about the information. And in that way, certain virus or PC, or it can affect the worm can be installed, or the spamware can be installed in your PC. And there is another email, and it's attention, Michael Jackson is alive. As the subject, Michael Jackson is alive. We found evidence which shows the music is not dead. So by reading these kind of messages itself, we can understand this is a total fake. But some people will click on the link and into some other traps. And you should be very careful by clicking on the certain emails which you don't feel as appropriate. And the next one is eavesdropping. Eavesdropping is an interesting topic, that is, do you ever find that when you are talking to someone else, another person is secretly trying to listen to your talks? And what that person is doing is eavesdropping. Have you listened to the conversation teachers during your class? If yes, what you have done is eavesdropping. So, context of network security, eavesdropping refers to unauthorized access to another person's or organization's data while the data is on its way on the network. So, as an example, there is a movie, a Telugu movie, and the name of the movie Spider. And the hero is Mahesh Babu. And what he do is he created a software Spider. And what he do is he can listen to the calls secretly so that others know. And what he does, he is doing to people in the locality, but actually create a offense. And that's an example of eavesdropping. Then eavesdropping is done in a number of ways. It can be like by setting up parallel telephone lines. It can be by installing some software, as I told you, and by installing some receiver captures data while the data is on its way. Then eavesdropping attacks. So an eavesdropping is also known as sniffing attack. The special monitoring software to gain access to public networks and communication. You can see the picture. Two people are doing that, and maybe sharing some data, and in the middle there is something kept. Maybe that's an eavesdropping device. And the tools which are used is Wireshark, Microsoft Network Monitor, TCP dump or DSNF, and etc. Then phishing. It is criminally fraudulent process of attempting to acquire sensitive information such as your username, password, credit card information, CVV number, etc. In phishing, an imposter uses an authentic looking email or website to trick recipients into giving out sensitive personal information. For example, an email asking you to update your bank details by clicking on a particular link, or an email regarding the lucky winner or some amount. So you might have seen, this is common nowadays. You will receive certain emails by saying that you won 1 crore rupees, and to update your bank details, recharge offer. You might have received a lot of emails. You don't know which is right and which is fake. So the next slide is an example for phishing. Like you can see, it's from Amazon, but this is not a real account. This is fake. This is a fake mail. You can see in the mail at canada.ca. It is not written Amazon email address. It is like the A is missing. It is just Mason Canada. By this, we can understand that's a fake mail. And here, dear client, they are not saying your name or something. They are just saying your client. And if you click on that link, what will happen is you will be redirected to some other sites, and where you will be giving your details, and at last you will be hacked. This is what that is going to happen. And the next slide is also an example, which is your account has been locked and your account been disabled temporarily. To know more about this, click on the link, that is billing agreement. And if you click and you give the details, means sometimes it is a chance of you being hacked. And the next slide is also an example. Like you see a Facebook website. Here you'll enter your email ID, your password, and you can see on the link that is www.jobmgz.agp, something like that, and it's not clear too. But it is Facebook website. This is total rubbish. That this is not at all a facebook.com. The URL or the web address is different. So from this you can understand that this is not a Facebook web address. An attack in which the hacker attempts to redirect a website's traffic to another bogus website. Through pharming attacks, the attacker points you to malicious and illegitimate website by redirecting the legitimate URL. Even if the URL is entered correctly, it can still be redirected to fake websites. So there are certain hackers, what they do is, the given URL may be the real one, but if you click on it, you can be redirected to fake websites also. And this is known as pharming. And this is an example. In past class, I told you, like the key symbol, here error is, but if you click on it, maybe you can be redirected to some sites too. You cannot test it. And here too, you can see two sites, that PayPal, INTUS, and in that there is lock symbol. But the site which you visit after clicking on that link is different. This is what is an example. And these are the threats that the computer system faces. And there are certain solutions to computer security threats also. There are mainly two ways of safeguarding our computer system. The two ways are active protection and preventive measures. Active protection includes installing and properly using an antivirus software that includes internet security, which include protection against threats such as virus, spyware, and PC intrusions. And it is vital for proper protection against the hackers, intruders, and wrongdoers. This means that you must install the antivirus software in your system so that it can give you alerts when hackers or intruders and wrongdoers are doing something unwanted things on your PC. Your some kind of virus, spyware, and PC intrusions, it can let you know about that. And the next measure is preventive measures. Even though security programs may actively detect threat on your PC, you should always help to prevent these issues from arising. There is a proverb, prevention better than to cure. So in the same way, rather than allowing some virus to get into your computer, it is better to prevent it by taking some kind of measures. You have to be very careful while visiting certain websites or clicking the links, opening mails. In that, you can prevent this virus from entering your system. And these are sections protect. So let's see about both of them. First, let's see about active protection. Use antivirus and anti-spyware that scan all your system for virus, disconnect infected system immediately from your network, restore infected system, notify your antivirus vendors so it can ensure its signature database is up to date, and download updates regularly, run frequent systems. And the other ways are use anti-spam software. Like there are two, sender filtering and keyword filtering. Sender filtering means allowing only certain messages, like mail, the message to a mail, so that your inbox filled only with those mails, and the other mails will be quarantined for later review. And this is what sender filtering is called. And keyword filtering is it enables you to set up rules that filter emails with particular keywords or a combination of keywords in the body or subject of the mail. And next is keep the computer offline. It may reduce the probability of infecting other devices in the same network. Backup all files on your hard drive. This is important scammers. Depending on what was leaked, one may need to change password, block credit or debit card, but don't use the same computer to contact the agencies. And as I told you, you need to run antivirus softwares, and that can help you to reduce virus. Contact credit agencies to report any possibilities of identity. Some of the active protection solutions. And next, let us see some preventive measures. Keep your system up to date. Use cautions when downloading files on the internet. Be careful with email. For example, don't download or don't click on a link in email, rather type the URL on the address bar. So if you receive an email, like you have to click a particular link, before clicking on that particular link, you can copy and paste it on your address bar and then search for what that email tells. That is a safe rather than clicking on the same link. And check for security alerts. Yeah, you need to always check for the security alerts given by your system. And disable running of script cookies. So disconnect from the internet when you are away. You also try to disable cookies if it is possible. And the way to disable this the last seminar, so I think you are familiar with that. And preventive measure also includes keep your email address private. Not only your email address, it can be your Facebook. Maximum extent, try to keep it a private one so that only your friends could see you, so that the public won't have any connection with your account. They cannot do anything with your account. Now use encryption to have sensitive information, that is HTTPS. So look for the site HTTPS, which is a sign of your connection. HTTPS means Ma'am, can you see the screen?
Yes. Yes.
Online transaction from network or public Wi-Fi. Yeah, a point like avoid this. If you're doing some transaction, better do it with your mobile hotspot or your Wi-Fi in your house, and don't go for the public Wi-Fi. And install internet security software. And don't open emails from unknown sources or click links and getting suspect messages. As I told you, don't try to open the messages which or if from the email you don't feel as a profit. You can delete it. Now check this. So if you are receiving certain emails which you don't feel safe, then better don't click it. Just delete it. And check security guidelines of websites such as PayPal so that you can distinguish between legitimate and bogus email. For example, if you are receiving certain messages regarding the transactions, better before that way you and also rather than 1 to 2 hours, ma'am.
So it will be, good if you have, if you can paste some more, pictures regarding that, because the topic is like that. Aditya Raj. Those who are going to take the seminar today, I mean tomorrow, after tomorrow, etc., we can search for that particular topic in Google. By the way, Ashdadi, Abdul KK, Sri Hari Arya, turn on your video. Okay. So you can add certain pictures. So it will be, more descriptive. Not only that particular theory topic plus some examples. So you will understand it in a better way. Okay. So, anyways, Aditya Raj, your seminar will be tomorrow. Okay. Happy? So why I'm telling this? See you in the next class with another performance by Aditya Raj. Okay. Bye bye. Thank you.